Welcome to Google SketchUp 8 Pro. My name is Byron Hughes, and today I will be showing you some simple functions of Google SketchUp. When you first open the icon, you'll be brought to this window. From here, you can get additional assistance and choose the template you will work with for your model. To choose a template, click on Choose Template and find the template that you'd like to use. You can either choose metric or standard measurements, or you may choose a template for smaller projects such as woodworking templates. For this demonstration, I will use architectural feet and inches. Once you have your template selected, click on Start Using SketchUp to begin. When SketchUp opens, you will notice you have three axes. The blue is for elevation, green and red are length and width, depending on your viewpoint. First, let me introduce you to some of the tools. The first is the Select tool. It is the mouse. You can use it to select objects for copying or deletion. Next is the Draw tool. You can use it to create straight lines in your model. Next are your Shape tools. You can use these to create circles and rectangles in your model. Next are your Shape tools. You can use them to create circles and rectangles in your model. Next is the tool you can use to create circles or arcs in your model. It is the Arc tool. You use it by selecting 2 points in your model and pulling up or down to create an arc. The next is to make a component in your model. You will not use this much. It's for accompanying this Select tool where you can make individual items in your model. You can use the tape measure to measure distances between 2 points. Paint bucket is to add various textures and colors as representations in your model. The next tool is the Push-Pull tool for making flat shapes into three-dimensional objects. The next tool is the Move tool. You can use it by moving objects and also to copy objects that you have selected with the Select tool. Next is the Rotate tool. This, like the Move tool, can be used to rotate objects once you've selected them. As a beginner, you will not use this tool. This is the Offset tool. These next two tools are being used to move around your model. The first is the Orbit tool. You can use this to move in a sphere around your model. Then the one that I'm using now is the Pan tool. You can use it to move up, down, left, and right in your model. The next is supplementary for the scroll of your mouse. You can use it to zoom in and out of your model. These next tools are Google plugins. You can use them to accompany Google Earth, where you can see your model as they'd be like in real life. Next, I'm going to show you how to get to even more tools. You do this by going to View, Tool Palettes, and selecting Large Tool Set. Here you will find all the tools that you have at the top of your Google SketchUp window, as well as more, such as the Eraser tool. This is a much easier tool that you can use to erase objects without having to go to Select. The next tool that is useful is the Scale tool. you can use it to make objects bigger and smaller that you've selected. The next is the protractor. The protractor is like the tape measure tool in that it allows you to measure and make guidelines for degree measurements. These next two tools are the text tools. You can use the regular text tool to label items, and you can use the 3D text tool to make three-dimensional letters in like signs or other items. At the bottom of your toolbar, you will find your optical tools. These allow you to view your model as you would if you were standing right next to your model.
Now that I've familiarized you with the basic tools of Google, let me show you how to use them.
Now that you're familiar with all the tools, I'm going to show you how to draw. First, I'm going to draw a line of 20 feet. You do this by selecting the origin and pulling your mouse on the green axis and typing in with your keypad 20 apostrophe. The apostrophe is the abbreviation for feet. And there we have our line. Next, I'm going to go back to the origin, and this time I'm going to click on the origin and move along the red axis to make a 40-foot line. And there's my 40-foot line. I can't see that point, so I'm going to pan around until I can find it. And I'm going to zoom out, and there I can see my two separate lines. Now I'm just going to connect them all together to make a rectangle. I'm going to click on the line or on the dot that I'd made, and I'm going to move out 20 feet, and then I'm going to select the other point on the other side to make a rectangle.
Lines that you draw parallel with the green axis will do the same.
Next, I'm going to add some elevation to my model. I'm going to do this by making a line of 10 feet tall, and I'm going to move along the lines that I've already made. The blue line that has just appeared shows me that my line is the same elevation as the one that I've drawn for my elevation. And the green line indicates that it is parallel with the green axis. This is important. By knowing where your lines are, you can determine if they're parallel and thus straight. Now I'm going to just connect my elevation line, and I have a wall. Now I'm going to make my rear wall. As you can see, it's red, so it's parallel with the red axis, and it was also blue, where it was parallel with the blue axis in the same height. Same with that wall. And now I have a rectangle for the basis of my building. Next, you may be wondering how you would go about making a roof for your model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my draw tool. I'm going to select what would be the roof of my model. I'm going to click on that point, and an average roof has a slope of about 2 feet for your run, for 1 foot for your rise. So I'm going to go over 2 feet and go up 1 foot and draw my hypotenuse to make a triangle. Now I'm going to go and make the purple line. The purple line indicates
line that
that
I'm
it is parallel with the hypotenuse of the triangle that I've just drawn. Next, I'm going to do the same to the other side. I'm going to go over 2 feet
line
and up 1 foot
1 foot parallel with the blue
and
axis
draw the hypotenuse. Next, I'm going to draw that purple line again, and this gives me an overall triangle that I can use for the gable end of my roof.
of my building.
And I'm going to erase the excess lines
To erase these lines,
to make a clean shape.
and now I can finish my roof.
Next, I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to use the push-pull tool to fill in the rest of my roof. I'm going to pull it and I'm going to select that point that I've ended on,
Know that it's the same length.
and I have my entire roof already made. And then I have fully made the basis of my building. Next, you may be wondering how you insert a door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 10 feet and make a point that I can begin from. From that point, I'm going to go up about 7 feet because that's the average height of a door. Then I'm going to make the width of a door, which is about 4 feet.
So I'm going to go over,
I'm going to draw that line and I'm going to go down 7 feet.
down 7 feet.
Next, I'm going to select that rectangle that I've made. I'm going to hit delete. That way I have a hole for my door.
And I can have a hole for a door.
From here, you can create your own door, or you can go to File in 3D Warehouse, where you can get a model of a door that someone has already created. Also from the 3D Warehouse, you can find anything that you could pretty much dream of. Other buildings, cars, trucks, anything. So I'm just going to type in a door, and I'm going to search for a door, and I'm going to find myself a simple door because I'm a simple man. And I'm going to click download into model, and I'm going to hit OK. It's going to download it into my model, and then I'm going to select a point to put in my hole where my door is going to go. As you can see, it's shaded blue. This means that it has been selected, so I'm going to use my scale tool to fit my door to my hole. As I pan around, I'm going to see if it fits, and it doesn't. So I'm going to try to fix that with the move tool. I'm going to pull it out a little bit, and I have my door in my hole. I'm going to deselect it by going to the select tool and clicking in an empty plane. Then the blue shading disappears, and I know that it has been deselected. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of color to my model. I'm going to go to my brick and cladding, and I'm going to find some nice brickwork for the siding of my building. And I'm going to go around, I'm going to use the orbit tool to move around and just fill in all the white spaces all of my walls. Next, I want to put on a roof, so I'm going to go back to my paint tool and I'm going to go to roofing. I'm going to find some nice asphalt roof tiles. I'm going to go to the other side and put on my roof. Next, I'm going to find some cladding for my gable ends, just as a filler. There, that looks much nicer. Then on the other side, I'm going to pan around, and I have completed my building. I hope this has been helpful, and there are more to come, so be on the lookout. Thank you.